got finished.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Passive Voice. I finished the puzzle.
How was it?
The most bullshit puzzle I've ever encountered. This piece doesn't have any interlocks. This is not a puzzle piece.
Well, at least it gave you hours of enjoyment.
Yes, I'm thrilled. Thank you.
Look, it's more use than any one of us has got out of that damn puppet theater.
Hey, speak for yourself. And get away from my house.
Hello. We understand there were some major changes in the European Union this past week, and being from the furthest reaches of Western Canada, basically all we've been able to discern is that you have an opening. So, we're here to submit for your approval the LoadingReadyRun Moonbase Delta as a new member nation of the EU. As an underground moonbase, we can be there in moments, but if there's some way you could just illuminate the channel, we don't want to run into it again. But why would you want the moonbase in the Union? Well, we have easily controlled borders with a mere 2 doorways, but we often don't have anyone watching them, so EU citizens could easily pass through. The moonbase is clean, newly painted, and has good Wi-Fi and its own bathroom. We already have to share the bathroom, so we're used to that. And we have a janitor. Not 1, but 2 comfortable couches, so if Austria wants to come around for a sleepover, we're ready for that. We enjoy a highly liberalized economy with citizens who are used to austerity and tax revenue in the tens of dollars. We also have a mostly full box of ice cream sandwiches. A box that would be ideal for storing ice cream sandwiches. We'd be willing to switch to the euro since the Canadian dollar is down and our own currency, the moon unit, never really took off. The moonbase is here for you, just below the surface. But what are we getting out of this? Well, apart from anything else, we'd be closer to all that bizarre European food that people seem to like sending us. And if we're in a union, we finally get to start taking mandated smoke breaks. None of us smoke, but since we'd be European, I think that just sort of takes care of itself. The moonbase is also open to joining NATO, the League of Nations, the Warsaw Pact, or the Justice League. We are available. We are very much looking forward to the bold future of the European Union, but until then, we're live and something's gonna happen.
From near and far, young or old, people of all shape, ability, and gender, welcome to Loading Ready Live. Today on the program, we prepared a delicious and nutritious meal for Beej Eats the Whole Thing. Alex and Beej rearrange Paul's face on Makeup Together. We discussed remakes we'd actually like to see made. A selection of your cues and get aid on AskLRR. Our would-be entrepreneurs randomly generate products to be judged by our business raptors in the Raptor Aquarium. All this and more right now on Loading Ready Live.
Hey guys, welcome to Loading Ready Live. I am so glad you could join us today. We have an excellent show planned for you. Now you'll notice for the second time in a row, I am joined by nobody here in the studio, but that's okay because it was by design. Because as you saw through that fly-through, everybody else was busy. So it's just me, but that's fine because we're gonna get things kicked off right away with a brand new segment, Beej Eats the Whole Thing.
Yeah, James, you're part of that segment, so you should get over there.
For the love of God.
Do anything right.
How did you do that?
Do what?
You're a little out of breath.
Hey guys!
Welcome to Beej Eats the Whole Thing. This started as a joke.
Yeah.
We were throwing around the entire concept for this show, and I was like, and we could have bits, you know, we'd be like, and now we'll throw to Beej will eat it, or whatever it was called.
Yeah.
And I was like, obviously not that. That's just a thing. And you said, no, I'm up for it.
Yeah, but you had a stipulation.
Yes.
Which was?
Two stipulations.
We had 2, yeah.
2 stipulations. One of them was it can't be over 1,500 calories.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget the other one.
It has to be food.
It has to be food.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Which is very important.
Yeah, 'cause
So-
it can't be glass.
Right, yeah, we're not going to feed you glass.
Yeah.
So 1,500 calories must be food.
I mean, how much calories are in glass? I can't imagine much.
I don't know the caloric value of glass.
Yeah,
but,
things I don't eat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. So,
but I do know this. This guy can eat.
yeah.
Do my best.
Yeah.
So what did we do for you today?
Well-
so we threw around some things this morning.
Yeah.
And we're like, maybe we could make him eat a bunch of one thing, or something that's really hard to eat, or disgusting. There's a bunch of different options.
The disgusting level is more sort of, that's kind of more of an iron stomach kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Which we're not ruling out for future episodes.
Yeah.
But we figured for Beej Eats the Whole Thing, it should really be challenging to eat, either by physical, like mechanical difficulty, or just by volume.
Yeah.
You know? So here's what we have for you today.
So this is a bowl of oatmeal.
Yes.
Instant oatmeal that is 100 calories per packet. So this is about half of that. There's another bowl hanging out in the fridge waiting for you here. Actually, Graham, if you could just open the fridge and grab Beej's beverage.
Oh, yes.
For today, I'll get him all nice and ready here.
Is this just one packet, though?
No, this is like 7.5 packets.
Is this his beverage?
No. What he got last week.
Oh, with this?
Yeah, there we go. That's nice.
no.
So here, sir, hands up, please.
Does he have to drink the OE?
No, it's for show.
Okay.
I mean, he might want to.
If I need to clear my palate.
Yeah. So this has been sitting in the fridge
For 2
cracked
weeks.
for 2
I
weeks.
should have thrown that out.
Yeah, you probably should have. So there's a spoon. So each packet is 100 calories.
Yeah.
So we figured 600 or 1,500 calories means 1,500 packets of instant oatmeal.
15 packets.
15 packets. Sorry.
yeah.
15 packets equals 1,500 calories.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here we go.
Here we go. Oh, it's made. Oh my god.
Oh wait, I totally lied to you. It's not 15 packs of oatmeal. It's one entire jar of Cheese Whiz covered with 3 packs of oatmeal just to throw you off your game.
Cheese Whiz. Doesn't it add personality?
I'm just. Oh! Wow. I've never thought to do. There's a. Oh,
that's just a gummy candy.
It's a gummy bear. Hey!
I wasn't kidding in the intro. Someone sent us a giant box of German candy. It was
So
delicious.
we figured the jar of Cheese Whiz was $10.50. The 3 packets of oatmeal were $300. So we're up to $13.50. So I was like, I could throw in 4 gummy candies into here to just pop it back up to the 1,500 max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That looks.
Oh God.
Wow, that turned out beautifully, James.
I'm so happy. So originally we were like maybe peanut butter, maybe a bunch of vegetables or something, and then Paul was talking about oatmeal, and at some point it was a discussion between do we say here's 1 packet of oatmeal, you have to eat 15 of these and be like, oh no, just joking, here is your jar of Cheese Whiz, and Paul came up with this genius of idea.
This is amazing.
Which was take an entire jar of Cheese Whiz and cover it to fool you. So
Now we know that you and lactose don't always get along.
However.
Luckily, it's Cheese Whiz, so there's practically none in there.
there is definitely some in there.
Yeah.
Because it is a cheese product.
It's modified milk ingredients.
Now we'll
And we further modified it with oats.
God damn it.
so the segment is called Yes. You did it. The segment is called Beej Eats the Whole Thing. That Beej has to eat the whole thing. So I'm not going to fault you for tapping out of this one because that's disgusting.
How long does the segment have to be?
I mean, you know.
We've got 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah, we got like 10 or 15 minutes to play with here.
Maybe let me know when we run out of time.
How does it taste?
Well, yeah, let's talk about the taste, the texture, the...
Oh, well, let's talk about texture.
Could we? I would love to
Yeah.
talk about texture.
Because what you taste is Cheese Whiz, obviously.
Yeah.
What you taste is
Or what you feel?
bumps.
So it's like grainy Cheese Whiz?
Granny Cheese Whiz is small bumps, and then because of our tiny little friends here, because they are mixed in, I'm having to chew the Cheese Whiz a lot longer than I normally would. I would have probably just swallowed it all together. But now I really got to work it.
You've got to really.
So cheese right in
How
there.
did you prepare for today? Because there was preparation.
I opted to, well, I had breakfast.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like a bowl of cereal. Normally we eat something during the day.
Yeah, we ordered pizza halfway through the day
And
on LoadingReadyLIVE
I
Day.
didn't know. When we came in, I was like, I don't know what we're going to do today. And I was like, should we just do Beej's the whole thing? And I'm like, well, I only had a bowl of cereal. It'll be fine. That was at like 10:30?
So
It is now
So you had a bowl of
5:30
cereal,
almost.
Yeah.
and then you didn't have lunch.
And I didn't eat lunch, which was pizza. I ordered the pizza even. I ordered the pizza.
There's pizza left.
Oh, well.
Would you like to make a peanut or a pizza cheese whiz oatmeal sandwich?
I still have to eat all the rest of the oatmeal.
No, I mean with this. You can just add in some pizza.
Okay.
Maybe spread some pizza. Maybe spread this over top of a
I'm
piece
fine
of
with
pizza.
that. I mean,
what kind of piece of pizza would you like?
Whatever's
we
on
have
top.
veggies on top.
all right.
No, veggies on top.
That's fine.
So but we have so many more options in the bottom. Oh no, that's a lie. What's on the? Yeah, it's veggies on top.
All right, veggies on the bottom. So
But we have all four. We got.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we got everything. What would you like?
we've got like a chicken Alfredo. There's a meat lovers, and there's a
Hawaiian.
Chicken Alfredo.
Okay.
So this is cold chicken Alfredo pizza.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Ugh.
What are we doing to you?
Yeah, I know. It's funny. Like I opted not to eat anything today, and then and I was like, "There, I'll be fine." And then it got to about 3 p.m. when we were eating lunch. And I decided that.
Where's Cam? Let's get Cam back in here.
A terrible idea. I decided that I'm like,
Do you want
I
Cam
can
to
make
vomit
it.
on us?
I can
Cam,
deal.
we're using it as a pizza spread now.
Cam looks like he's about to yak.
You can show Cam. There's Cam. Hi, Cam. Say hi.
You don't want to leave. Awesome.
Here, cheers.
I'm
Oh, I can smell it.
I'm desperately curious.
I'm not. Enjoy.
God, the beer's a work part.
The beer's. It's terrible. It's not beer.
Okay.
And B, it's now flat malt liquor. Like it's not even kind of good.
God.
You know what's interesting is that after decanting the Cheese Whiz into this bowl, we smelled the jar, and it was bad. The jar of Cheese Whiz was not a pleasant smell, and the oats have completely neutralized. Like, there's no. I mean, you're probably not in a great
nothing
position
left.
to be smelling anything.
No.
But here, just like smell this. There's nothing. There's no.
Yeah,
scent.
it's like there's. Yeah, I can just see the hint of the cheese whiz. That's
Oh.
What are you doing? I put that on there for a reason.
I appreciate that, but we're gonna spread it a little.
Oh, we could fill. Oh, okay. So Dom.
I shouldn't have done that.
So this
made
pizza
a
is
grave error.
is from Domino's. We're not sponsored, obviously, but Domino's. Maybe think about a cheese whiz filled crust. Throw in some oatmeal too.
Oh.
You would need it.
I mean, solidarity is one thing, but I should not have eaten that.
No, you can have a bite of this if you want.
No, thank
No,
you.
That looks. No, I'm good.
All right.
So is it chicken and onions and white sauce on this pizza?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alfredo.
Yeah.
All right.
So, now there's cheese on there as well. And, oats for roughage.
Yeah.
Got to keep regular. You'll want to after this.
I don't think there's anything stopping what he's eating from going through at this point.
I'm
You just want it out of your body as quickly as possible.
I'm interested to see how later segments in today's show go because he's in most of them.
Oh, no.
I'm in as a sop to my own well-being. Could I please just have some normal water?
Oh, yeah, we can do water.
I'm begging you.
All right, you also don't have to finish this too.
I probably won't be able to.
Yeah,
1,500 calories is now a lot of calories. I realize.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, so we thought about we're like, man, do you know how many calories are in like a cup of arugula? Like,
No.
almost none, right? So it's like we could have just dumped buckets
Don't spoil it.
of lettuce in front of you, and you've been like, all right. I would like to see you get halfway through, which I think you're like super close to doing.
Like, it's halfway through the oatmeal, but there's all the
Gathered
whiz.
whatever.
we're just gonna cut a line here.
And, like, if I can make it halfway through this,
If you can eat everything here,
it's like my mother doing this when I was 8.
yeah,
Then you get dessert. Yeah.
yeah.
We don't have a dessert prepared. Don't worry.
Yeah. If you can eat all this, I will be impressed. So maybe put the pizza down and just focus on this.
Oh, that's a fine idea.
Maybe suck whatever's off the pizza left. Actually, if you could do that immediately, that would be fantastic.
Right now.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh. Oh.
I grew up with Cheese Whiz. I know what it's like.
I mean, so did I, but
didn't for
no.
I did not.
I
do not enjoy Cheese Whiz.
Cheese Whiz was something that like occasionally you do the like it in celery.
Yeah.
Celery.
That used to like because with like peanut butter and stuff.
Yeah.
Cheese Whiz instead.
It used to.
Nice.
I used to make Cheese Whiz like grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
Like I just used Cheese Whiz for grilled cheese sandwiches, which is actually a lot better than just straight up Cheese Whiz because you lose a lot of the weird, disgusting processed flavor.
Yeah.
You burn off the oil.
I would put it on a hamburger because you have like a lot of meat and everything else, and the kind of the tang you get out of this is kind of nice on a hamburger too. But I mean, you also have it with like ketchup and mustard. And
I only
things.
ever had cheese.
On a hamburger.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Things that are legally allowed to spell cheese correctly.
That's true. I don't know where the jar went.
Yeah. I guess we had to hide it somewhere.
We did, yeah. I don't know where it got hidden though.
In the freezer. Because why would
It wasn't fully cleaned out. Unless it did get cleaned out. I'm not sure. It's.
Let's be fair. This is going to clean me out just fine.
I'd be curious to know. I mean, I assume most of our viewers know what Cheese Whiz is, but I hope so.
They're probably.
There it is.
I'm assuming it's not a thing in certain countries. Maybe Europeans don't have it because they have actually
Yeah, so
really
they're-
good cheese.
It was hidden behind the water for Ian's pickled eggs.
Yeah, there we go.
In a way, I wish you had picked up the nacho Cheese Whiz, but
No artificial flavors or colors. Here's a fun thing. So we were considering Cheese Whiz,
Yeah.
right? And so I did the calculations because it's based on tablespoons on the back here, right?
Yeah.
Like the calorie per tablespoon. So I did some quick math, and I'm like, all right. So if we did straight Cheese Whiz, right? 1,500 calories is 48 tablespoons of Cheese Whiz,
Which is like, what, like,
which is a lot.
yeah, like
48 of
I mean,
those.
basically 48 of these.
Yeah, 48 mouthfuls.
And so
of
then
cheese
I
whiz.
think
Yeah.
it was James hit upon the
Yeah.
thought, but wait, what about light Cheese Whiz?
Hopefully, we could get double the amount of Cheese Whiz.
Yeah.
Turns out, per 2 tablespoons, higher calorie,
Yeah.
lower fat, higher calories.
Yeah, because they pack it with the salt. So.
Yeah, so it's 75 calories per 2 tablespoons for the light, and this is only a mere 62.
So that is a Loading Ready Run health and well-being tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hey, no artificial flavors or colors,
I feel a lot better.
implying that this color is somehow natural.
Yeah, show them the inside.
There's
We
no
got-
way
we
that
got-
is a natural color.
We got it all.
Most cheese doesn't come orange anyway,
Yeah.
right? Like you have to make it orange.
Modified milk ingredients, cheese, water, maltodextrin, salt, sodium phosphates, seasoning, and alginate. You know there's mustard in here?
Uh-huh.
What are you doing?
Helping.
That's
Wanna go?
that's the reaction I was looking for.
I do not want to go. Thank you. I appreciate the offer.
Gross. Okay, get one more big mouthful in here and let's get out of this. This
I'm still
is
trying to swallow what I got.
this is making me not feel very good. Okay, so I guess that was. Do we call this a successful first run of Beej eats the whole thing? I don't even know. Beej eats almost the whole thing. Nearly the whole thing. Yeah, there we go. And put a little arrow. Yeah, there we go.
Sure.
It goes up over there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Sure. Beej eats a little over half of the whole thing.
So we're just going to need you to pay us back for about $5 for
Yeah, fine.
the money that you haven't eaten.
I mean, after all, lunch was on you.
I mean, eat some real pizza now.
I might do that. I might finish this one. I hate to waste food.
All right, well, Beej eats that disgusting piece of pizza. Graham, what do we have coming up next?
Oh, God. So, next up, it's Beej again. In fact, it's Beej and Alex, because we realized that there's a gap in our skill set here at Loading Ready Run, and that gap is makeup. And so we set out to fix that.
We don't know how to do makeup properly. We're a video production team. Kathleen does all the makeup when we need it done. We kind of feel like we need to learn this very valuable skill. So Alex and I have set upon ourselves, we will learn how to do makeup today. And rather than do it to each other, because I have a phobia, we need a willing volunteer. And that's Paul. Paul was very willing.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
So
Absolutely.
Mostly.
shave
What?
like now.
It's got to all go.
But
I'm truly sorry
Yeah. On
for your
bike.
lots. Let's go.
We're here at London Drugs, which is a Canadian pharmacy and all of things store. And one of the things they have is a great selection of makeup. And I am here as a consultant to, you know, translate their vision into products because they don't necessarily know what they need to buy and make sure that they have the right tools for the job. I'm very excited.
All I really know about makeup is that it's very expensive and you have to use a lot of it to achieve a little effect. So I think you start by washing your face, then you put on toner, then foundation, then all the other stuff like blush and mascara and eyeshadow and lipstick and lip liner, I think is a thing. And there's eyeliner, I've seen that before. So then there's like, probably not the same pencil. And like all those, I think that's about it. I don't, like, and the sparkly shit, if you put the sparkly shit on your face, I think that goes on last.
I mean, that's not inaccurate.
What in God's name is a spider effect?
I'm an aspiring artist, and I work with traditional tools, so this is just the same thing but in 3D, right?
Okay, so we want a strong eyeliner. We want bold lashes. We want a fairly even complexion. She doesn't look like she's got any like contouring. A very faint blush and a neutral lip.
Yes.
Okay, we can do that. You're gonna need to find a foundation that matches Paul's skin tone pretty well.
I should have brought a sample of Paul's skin.
Just wing it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Okay.
He's pretty pale.
Sure.
Not that I want to tell you how to do, but I mean that's quite a lot of precision eyeliner work to recreate that look. And there's actually this thing called the Super Fat Eye Marker by NYX, which is literally, it's like a black magic marker for eyeliner. So, you know, you've got experience with art. You'll be able to literally just draw that.
It's gonna be so easy. Can't lose. I almost want to go like super dark.
Because I don't know enough,
Right.
I feel like learning how to do more dramatic looks, like to the cheekbones and stuff, and like to kind of like play up the eyes a little bit more. I'm like, let's do that.
Okay.
And Paul has really light skin.
Yes.
So I thought something where we can actually darken a lot of that too. I'm like, well, I want to learn how to do that.
You want to do some contouring?
Yeah.
What you're talking about. Okay,
yeah, that's
great.
what they call it. Okay.
All right. So you like this like nice pink lip here?
Yeah, I mean, he's red, so I don't know if that goes with it exactly, but we'll get close.
She's got some darker eyeshadow here and then some lighter eyeshadow in the corners to
Really?
play it up. Yes.
That's not just lighting.
No, that's eyeshadow.
Neat.
So it goes from dark to light. So we're gonna want some sort of like 3-pack or 4-pack where you have a brown, a darker brown, and then a silvery light one. She's also got some under the eyes here as well. Just a little bit of brown.
Okay.
This is not strictly speaking makeup related, but can I just say, looking at the prices for this perfume, I suddenly don't feel nearly as bad about my magic collection.
Looking at foundation, but Kathleen says maybe just even tinted moisturizer might be enough for Paul. We went with porcelain, which is very fair with yellow undertones. I don't even know what kind of undertone he's got, but I'm sure it works just fine. This has cucumber in it. And the contouring blush and bronzing powder, so we could actually do the contour effect that's on the cheek. I'm guessing you do this around maybe the chin too? I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, this is probably gonna work just fine. Nice little kit that's actually got a great range. So I guess probably if I don't like the really dark one, I could step it up a bit. There's also the highlight that's there. What's kind of nice is it even shows me on the back I could do a day look or I could do a night look, depending on how fancy I want to get. Probably more the night look maybe on Paul. I don't want to do him pink because it would just look like he has pink eye.
Your original makeup look, the one that you picked out, called for a very nude lip, but you found something better.
Yeah. It's just called Transylvania, which I think is going to be really cool.
This is called a skin perfecting brush, which seems like the best all-around tool because that's what we want, perfection, right?
Perfection, I agree.
Perfection.
You don't even need any skill, it just does it itself.
Well, thank God for that.
Right?
Everyone says, if you have excellent tools, it doesn't matter how good you are at something.
There are two of us and only one Paul, so we have to share. But we don't want to step on each other's toes, so we have utilized technology to fix this problem before it becomes a problem.
It is the roommate solution.
It is.
I get one half of the face and you must not cross my line.
Exactly, and then we can leave passive-aggressive notes in his hair.
Right. I live here now.
I live here.
Did you guys have like a picture of me or anything?
Yeah, in our brains. We had you in our mind's eye.
We've been working with you for such a long time that we can just remember what you look like.
I mean, this is a tinted moisturizer. I assume I could apply it like regular moisturizer, or I could just rub it into your face, just in big globs, right? But I will endeavor to try to.
That's fine.
This does not look like you at all.
So is this going to be like an everyday look? Like is this going to be something
this is
that
a fancy look.
Is this something that I could try, that I could just have all the time, or?
I mean, what I've done so far, you could probably do this yourself and go out with, but once I really get into it, you might want to keep this for like nighttime or
special time.
Yeah.
Now blending.
I hear that's really important.
Blending.
You can just fucking go at it. See, if I did that to my own skin with this, though, I would assume I was just irritating it. Yes.
We're going very dramatic. I mean, how hard could it be? Wow, paper sure doesn't move like this.
All right, Paul. I'm gonna touch your eye. So your eyelid. You feel that? Okay. Am I in the right spot? I should put more on the trowel.
The trowel. The in-makeuping trowel. This is supposed to taste how it looks, right?
What flavor did you get him?
Transylvania.
What the hell does Transylvania taste?
Blood! I make some happy little mistakes.
Well, okay, that just kind of went.
Guess I can take a stab
all
at this
raccoon-faced.
animation.
So look up.
Can I do the back from here? Or
No.
Oh, okay. So yeah.
Wait, are you putting makeup on my back?
No.
See, what's funny is I've had makeup applied to myself in a few different situations.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I never paid attention. I was mostly just squirmy and angry.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Do I look beautiful?
You always look beautiful, Paul. You now look enhanced.
Okay, here we go.
Whoa!
Well, okay.
There's a whole lot going on here.
Yeah, I gave you something that's more summertime. He gave you something that's more wintertime.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like your blush, Beej.
Oh, thank you. Yes, the lipstick. I'm surprised at.
The lips are particularly weird for me because I can feel the lipstick on, and I can also feel like a weird space in the middle, like in the very middle.
Oh, where there's
Oh,
nothing.
wow.
Yeah. Which feels
Maybe
odd.
you have like one of those Queen Amidala things. It's just like the ribbon down the center.
Nice.
It's a bit Two-Face.
Yeah. I definitely like. I am kind of digging the especially like the lip area. Like it's definitely got like a certain Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of thing going on, which I like.
This is literally how that side of your face was supposed to look.
This is how your side is supposed to look.
Yep. That's entirely accurate now that I see the pictures.
So we learned things today.
I'm pretty sure I learned something.
Yeah. All you partners out there need to try this who haven't tried it, if for no other reason than to understand how difficult it is
Like,
for your other.
Specifically to your other, or maybe...
Know yourself, maybe your buddy.
Yeah.
Or your,
That's fair.
I don't know, or your maquette, what have
If
you.
you have one.
Yeah, or just 3D print a effigy of yourself and work on that.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a lot I mean, I had a much easier time doing it to another face.
Indeed. Well, what do you think, Paul?
I think it looks pretty amazing.
Good.
And I don't think anybody can tell you whether your makeup looks good or not. And I think this looks pretty sweet. So I am now going to go take this off and be prepared for lots of comments about how I look very tired. So back to you in the studio.
That was quite a thing.
Yeah. What?
Yes, Alex.
Yeah, it was quite a thing.
I think I won. I know it wasn't a competition for anything, but I consider myself the winner.
Well, we know Paul certainly didn't win.
No,
So-
actually, no. Paul definitely won. He became the prettiest.
Well, yeah, no, he was very beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, for real though, makeup is really hard to apply. So if you're ever wondering why your SO is taking so long, it's because it's really difficult. Try it. You will gain perspective into their world. Speaking of perspective.
Yeah, so on this week's discussion segment, we decided that we wanted to talk a bit about the plethora of remakes that we're seeing crop up. And I don't really think it's a new thing, but I mean, they're certainly more visible now. And, you know, on the topic of things being remade, i.e. like Ghostbusters, Star Trek, even Star Wars revisiting old ideas with new productions, things that maybe we'd like to see be remade, and the reasons why.
Well, you already hit the one that I want.
Oh?
Star Trek The Next Generation.
Just a straight-up remake of Star Trek The
With
Next
Patrick
Generation?
Stewart, still.
Whoa.
But you can recast everyone else with young people.
So like
okay.
the same script and just better effects.
Do it again.
Just the whole
like,
thing over,
as
like
a
even the first...
continuation of the J.J. Abrams Star Trek The Original series.
Oh, okay.
Probably
So set in the
jump
Abrams
the movies.
verse.
Yeah.
Okay.
But still with Patrick Stewart.
All right, so a lot more like clear glass displays and like
Lens
bright
flares.
lighting, and no Romulans, and fewer Vulcans and Klingons with like the weird helmets. Yeah, I mean, why not?
They're
Give it
going
a
to have
shot.
a lot to do without any weird borders to police. Or
Yeah, no, okay, sure, why not?
That would be pretty cool.
Okay.
There's some stuff from like this is not movie related, but we're talking about pop culture. Video games that would that could use a remake or would just be really great. I think like the first Silent Hill game, or maybe
Okay.
the second Silent Hill game. I think could. I mean, they've done HD.
Yeah,
like
you don't just
HD
want
yeah,
HD.
like
but it's like you know, it was in a lot of cases it actually turned out worse.
really?
The shaders are all messed up. Like the fog effect, you know, the important effect
Right.
for the series, it comes out all blocky, and it looks
Really?
like poo.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
I think
really
just,
terrible.
I think rather than just like porting it and you know, pinning all
and
the
they should really
all the little-
update it for VR. But not
Ooh.
from first person.
What?
Have
Third-person
the
VR.
human being take the position of the camera in Silent Hill.
That's. I don't
You have
think
to
that's-
track the objects with your own
I
head.
don't feel that's utilizing VR sufficiently.
Wouldn't that just make you like super nauseous?
I've heard that
People
That's a malicious
people
looking
teleport
smile.
just fine.
Oh, okay.
I have heard that third-person VR is a little better than you might expect.
Really?
But yeah, there's
Okay.
a game, was it called Chronos? Or
I
something
don't
like
know.
that was third-person VR, and they're like, I know, it's third-person, but it's actually good and it works. And people are like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, because like I've been trying to think about things that I wanted to see remade, and one of my things I always come at this from like a more academic perspective, I guess, and like the remaking things is not new, right?
No.
Like you look at American theater and Shakespeare, and they've been doing it for like 200 years. Just kind of like with this almost fetishistic quality to it,
Yeah.
right? Like, oh, it's real acting, and we have to remake Shakespeare at some point in our careers. But I mean, even not just retelling like literally the same story from the same script, but like the same themes and ideas keep cropping up again. Like we keep retelling similar stories, if not the same story, which I think is weird.
So
because
are you
humans
saying
have
you want
undergone.
like an update to like the Hero with 1,000 Faces or something?
Well, I mean, like the joke is that most stories are just the hero with a
I'm
thousand
talking
faces.
about the book.
Oh, well,
Oh.
yeah. I mean, like maybe up in the last 50 years of cultural development to it. I don't know, because it's weird, right? Like the fact that we can keep retelling the same stories, but they have a certain resonance, even though we've undergone like X tens of thousands of
And our
years of
culture
cultural
is very
development,
different, yeah.
right? And like not only our culture, but like global cultures with similar stories cropping up. That being said, I really liked the remake of XCOM a couple of years ago. I thought that was really rad. And I was really happy to see it crop up again. But also that's because that was a thing from when I was a kid, and there's a lot of nostalgia going on in there.
Well, it's interesting because like video games specifically have sometimes a lot more to gain from updates than maybe other films. Like there's a technology and sort of like new layers of polish, but games can add more gameplay and more mechanics.
Well,
also
Match 3 games really needed in-app purchases, like just so much.
Yeah, no, I felt it added a certain je ne sais quoi to them. You're completely right.
Yeah.
But like games are such a new medium, right? Like or video games, at least in the like whatever they are now, we've only been making them for like 30 years. So the early ones that were probably like good ideas, but their implementation was really limited by very crude technology and not a very good understanding of what things can actually do. Maybe those are good ideas to re-examine now.
Yeah, it's like the perfect remake, I think, would be like make the thing that you wanted to when you originally made it, but couldn't.
Right, and like I mean, is there a danger there? Like we were talking about,
definitely.
Like the director's cut of Donnie Darko.
Fine, totally fine.
Totally fine, straight up upgrade.
Yep.
Yeah, where like it took a movie that you would kind of watch with your friends and think, that was pretty cool. I don't understand anything of what happened in it, but it was well made and it had cool music and it made me feel things. And then you watch the director's cut, which explains everything in a way that is
too much.
Makes sense and is stupid.
And boring.
Yeah, and frustrating. And you're like, oh, that's what that all meant. Oh, now I wish I'd never watched that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like some good examples of remakes that do different things. Have you ever watched Wages of Fear?
No.
Oh, this is going to be completely out of context because Wages of Fear got remade into a movie called Sorcerer in the 70s.
Okay.
And they're both pretty good. And it's like kind of hard to say. Well, I mean, I still think the original's better, but they are very similar, but like kind of like aesthetically different movies. It's the basic conceit.
More than just an update.
Yeah, the basic conceit is still the same. It's a bunch of guys driving trucks full of nitroglycerin to put out an oil fire through incredibly dangerous terrain. That's the movie.
That sounds exhausting to watch.
Does that happen in Wild Wild West?
If you watch this film, your anus will just like migrate up into your sternum.
Pretty sure that was Wild Wild West.
Yeah. No, it sounds like a Sphincter Factor 5 kind of film.
Yeah, like the Wages of Fear was shot in black and white. I don't know when it was. There's a Criterion version of it, and it's I think it's a French movie.
Okay.
I mean, they're speaking French, so
it stands to reason.
Anything. And then the remake in the 70s soundtrack with by Tangerine Dream, which gives it a much weirder kind of psychedelic vibe.
Yeah.
There's the
Okay.
But it's interesting, because it's essentially the same story, but like, one's in full color and it's got this weirdo soundtrack and all new people, and there's like slightly different situations where they arrive at this task in a different way, but it's still largely the same thing.
Okay.
Can I get a remake of just synthesizer culture?
What do you mean? With better like gear?
More updates, better gear.
Rebuild a Moog from the ground up with
Moog 2.
Whoa, the Moogening.
Well, what about things that we like? You talk about remakes, and it always seems to be like Hollywood remaking itself. But what about transplanting something like Seven Samurai becoming Magnificent Seven?
Yeah, those are sometimes.
Or Shall We Dance becoming Shall We Dance with Richard Gere.
Yeah, I mean, like it doesn't always benefit, but sometimes it's really neat to see how something gets reinterpreted by different people.
Yeah, that's
with a different cultural context.
There's always a risk with
Hamlet
a remake.
becoming the Lion King.
Well, I mean, like, actually, kind of, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, not even kind of, but
really, actually.
Yeah.
Well, it's like not all remakes are created equal, as you might expect. And yeah, like you said, the ones that are really interesting are, we're going to remake this, but we're going to do something interesting with it. And sometimes that really works. Other times you get like the remake of Let the Right One In.
Oh, yeah.
I saw about 10 minutes of that and I was like, this is garbage.
Right.
Or The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah, which was just...
Yeah. Or Old Boy.
Old Boy got remade?
What?
Yeah. With Josh Brolin.
Stuff like that is like... The North American remake of especially like Asian cinema always bothers me because it's like what are you remaking? Like, what about that movie didn't work?
Well, I
Right.
think Old Boy is really interesting because it was a Japanese manga and then a Korean.
Was it?
Yes. And then a Korean action thing and then a North American action thing that was inspired by the Korean. It's like,
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
there's certainly things that I think do not benefit from a remake, but some things that, you know, kind of do. And I think what you said earlier with stuff like Seven Samurai being turned into like a Western, you know, it's just like you're doing something really different with it.
Right.
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 But it's just like, we're going to make this film but with white people
Well, yeah.
is
yeah.
lame and pointless.
Well, yeah.
but it doesn't. It's not always like a remake for white people. It's a remake for a different culture. Like there was that Frank Oz movie that they did in the UK and then over here, and it has Peter Dinklage in it.
Oh.
It's, trying to think. Death at a Funeral. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, so that's not even just like, now we need white people or we need black people for a North American audience for humor reasons.
Right.
I guess, yeah, if it is going to actually
It's just like,
take a
here's
different
a cultural
context of
presentation.
the same
The
story.
exact- I really like Alan Tudyk.
Yeah,
I mean,
guess
like, I actually really like the North American remake of The Ring,
Yes.
which I thought was cool.
I've actually not seen either of them.
Oh, you should. They're good. I would totally watch it with you
You know,
sometime.
they're doing The Ring versus
The Grudge.
The Grudge.
Yeah.
Which I
is
totally want to
really
be like.
weird.
I totally want that to be like a Freddy versus Jason, like
I want-
nonstop.
I just want to see the
Shit
weird,
show.
the weird like
Right.
black mouth kid and Sadako just like feeding each other shots like a hockey night.
And then match it with AVP.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
then the Predator shows
Alien
up.
versus Predator, The Ring,
Yeah.
Grudge.
Oh god. Yeah. No. Versus RoboCop and
Yeah,
Batman.
then like, you know,
then it's the Ultimate Showdown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just like, and then Goku comes in. You know,
yeah, and basically Hollywood just implodes in on itself.
I would be okay with that.
So we want a remake of The Ultimate Showdown, but with the actual properties.
That would actually be really cool. Like, I'm not joking. Like that entire
Right.
animation, but with the FX budget of like the Avengers movies
And whatever actors they can bring in.
and those
like-
actual actors,
Yeah.
just the whole thing, the entire song exactly the same, probably re-recorded for better music quality, but with actual actors and actual special effects. That would be incredible
Well, yeah, like
and very, very surreal.
I'm not. I've never actually seen the Ultimate Showdown.
It's
either.
pretty goofy. It's like very old school internet meme goofball stuff. You know, it's
Okay.
it's in the sphere of stuff like the end of the world and badgers and mushrooms and that.
Oh,
sort of
okay,
stuff,
okay,
So,
rad.
anywho, remakes.
Yeah, like I just find it really fascinating that sometimes they work so well and sometimes they land flat, and it seems to have very little to do with their production quality, right? Sometimes you just find something old that has a new resonance. Like, okay, Star Trek 2009, I thought was actually not a very well-written movie, but it was really fun and entertaining to watch, and I like it quite a lot, in spite of the fact that I think it missed a lot and didn't do very much interesting with something that I really enjoy, which normally would irritate me in a way that would just completely sabotage the entire experience. But that I still found enjoyable just because maybe it just had me exploding starships, right?
Sometimes, yeah. Occasionally, that's what you're in the mood for.
Yeah, but like the sequel to it remade a previous movie, and moratorium on spoilers is probably long past, but I don't even really care about it anymore. Without understanding any of it, or what made it good, or what made it interesting, or why even those characters were involved in it at all, or the context in which they existed. So that was
Sounds
kind
like a Thursday.
yeah. So it just kind
Like
of
some
like
death of the author going on there.
yeah, no, it cratered hard. But yeah, like there's also this weird element of nostalgia where you think of it existing in as kind of a yearning for a time that you had before that may have never even really existed.
Waterworld 2 would do so well.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Quite possibly, yeah.
You know, that's so weird because, like, Waterworld was essentially a remake of Mad Max on the water, but they just punted so hard.
Well, yeah, and it was kind of like very famous for having just like a completely wasted production budget too, because they would have like these big long helicopter shots or plane shots
Yeah.
of like a boat in the middle of the water, and then there would be a sailboat in the background that
Yeah.
they couldn't art out, and so they had to reshoot the entire scene.
What?
Right?
Yeah.
And then like their set sank.
Because they were actually shooting on open
Oh,
water.
now I actually want to, watch
It's-
one of those disaster things.
It's a mess. It's not even an entertaining mess.
We
it's
should
just
do a
kind of
movie
like,
night of like if there's a documentary about that, and then like Lost in La Mancha.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
The man who killed Don Quixote.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, thank you for joining us on that discussion topic. We are going to go now to feed dump extra push.
A Florida man who goes by the name Pork Chop was arrested at his work site after he became enraged at his boss, buried him up to his waist in dirt, and then beat him about the head with an aluminum pipe.
You know, when this story started, I had high hopes that Pork Chop would stay on brand through the entire assault, but an aluminum bat's kind of lazy. Why not beat your boss to death with a ham hock?
This must have been the weirdest performance of the Indiana Jones adventure at Disney World ever.
Pork Chop, real name Eric Cox, said it was merely a misunderstanding that caused his boss to become half buried, saying he accidentally buried his legs in the dirt when he bumped the bucket control lever as he was reaching for the keys of the front end loader he was driving.
Oh, it was just a practice run for the stage show of the new Star Wars show at Disney World later this year. I mean, as long as we're calling things accidents, I accidentally took all of that pornography to grade school, so I would be cool.
And I accidentally drank an entire 2/6 of root beer schnapps to myself when I was a teenager, causing me to get alcohol poisoning and puke out the side of a moving car. Accidentally.
And I accidentally downloaded the last 6 versions of Photoshop.
I really feel like we've reached some moments of catharsis, admitting all of these terrible accidents that have happened to us over the years. All of these stories are true, by the way, but very accidental.
Nothing like a good push. Extra push.
I mean, I'm a fan of those extra pushes.
Good old.
I don't like pushing.
More dumps.
Too much work.
More dumps.
I like
more
pulling.
dumps.
We need more pulls.
Okay, stop dumps.
No more pushes, more pulls.
Well, welcome back, everybody, to Loading Ready Live. Hopefully, you've been enjoying the show so far. Now it is time for a heaping helping of AskLRR.
Woo!
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'm excited. So, for anybody who doesn't know, generally we always ask for questions on Twitter the day of. So if you're not following us at LoadingReadyRun on Twitter, you should probably do that and make sure that you are ready to go for 2 weeks from today when we probably do something like this again. I have chosen 5 questions that we will get into. And
We
then
got
I have,
a lot more than 5
And then I have
questions.
5 rapid fire questions that we will do at the end that we will like 1-2 word answers, go, go, go.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah,
All right.
it's going to be fun.
I'm excited.
So let's kick this off.
Let's go to the questions.
What would be your name suggestions for the new NHL team in Las Vegas? Right, because Vegas is getting an NHL team.
Theoretically, it's not like 100%, I think, but it's pretty likely.
I have a joke name prepared.
All right.
Okay.
No, I just thought of this. The Las Vegas Folds. Because
Folds?
The Folds.
The Folds.
Like you fold in cards. Also because it's a Las Vegas team and they never last there. It's going to fold after like 3 seasons and then go to Montreal.
Hockey's never been in Vegas before. This is
Yeah, but like other pro teams have not been able to make a go of it in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't know. This one, I'm interested.
Because nobody
to...
lives in Vegas.
Yeah,
I mean,
Well,
we
the
know, we
thing
know
is,
people
though,
who live in Vegas, but I mean,
Yeah,
Vegas does all of its work with tourism.
Yeah, and that's the thing is that this is going to be a hockey team for those tourists, right? Like these are going to be out of towners. Like as far as I know, this team will play on the Strip, probably, right? So like,
it's so weird though.
Yeah, and that's
Vegas,
been the thing.
people who like actually, there's lots of people who do live in Las Vegas and sort of the area, but they don't want to go into the Strip because the Strip is awful. However, Las Vegas is as hot as the anus of the sun, and a hockey arena is a very cold place.
Yeah.
So maybe it will be popular just because of that.
Good point. Las Vegas anis, anal sun.
The Las Vegas Cool Running.
So it's a shame that there's already the Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah,
because the Kings would be good.
The Kings
What
would be
about
pretty
the
good.
Aces?
Yeah, the
Aces isn't bad. I was going to say the Chips.
The Chips.
Blah, 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 blah.
LV Chips. Yo.
The LV Chips.
The Chips.
Actually, the Aces is pretty good.
Yeah?
That's actually like a legitimately good one.
The actual team is going to be called the Black Knights, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. I don't think they have an owner
Like
yet.
Knights.
So.
Like
Yeah,
Knigget.
but why not Black Jacks if you're gonna do that? Why not the Black Jacks?
I mean, I think my name is better, and I spent 5 seconds thinking of it.
The anus one?
No. Well, I mean, that one was also better than the Black Knights.
The Black Knights? Are they co-branding with Medieval Times?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
That's how they're going to get people to go to NHL games.
NHL games are going to
front
be
row an NHL game with a leg of like a leg of meat.
I would go to a Canucks game if I could throw mutton on the ice.
So the things that I was hearing, because Las Vegas does have like minor league hockey teams, and they do a whole bunch of wacky shit to try to get fans in. Like they'll do like midnight games, and like they'll
Yeah, because I want to see a game at 1 a.m.
Yeah, they'll do blackouts instead of whiteouts. So they give away like free black T-shirts, and it's like I got blacked out at the Las Vegas whatever game, and it's like okay.
Oh boy, wow.
All right, so that's a very that was a wide-ranging.
Really, they should just go with what they know and what's successful, which is the Las Vegas Cirque du Soleils.
Yes, exactly. Las Vegas. What's a good Cirque du Soleil name?
Oh, what, like to actually stock the team with Cirque du Soleil performers?
Ooh, that'd be good too.
I would see that. Yes.
You know, they would Cirque du Soleil. They would they'd spell it with a Q. They'd call it Rink.
The Las Vegas.
Like the link.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But they'd call it Rink.
All right.
It'd be the new Cirque du Soleil show, and it's all on ice. They will. They absolutely. If they're putting that on the strip, they will, when there aren't games, have on ice shows.
Yeah.
Like during the day.
Ice capades. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That'll
They're
happen.
very good at utilizing space like that in Vegas.
All right, I think that's enough talk about that. What do we got next?
Does your separation from the mainland or islandness influence your creativity?
I didn't write islandness.
I know. Is that a word?
I don't think that's. I don't think it's a word, but they made up the word, and I thought this was kind of an interesting question.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
For those who are unaware, we are in. So this gets confusing because people think that we live in Vancouver. We are in the city of Victoria on Vancouver Island.
Correct.
Named for the same person that the city of Vancouver was named for.
But a completely separate island.
They are on what we call the mainland.
Also known as North America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The province of British Columbia, the mainland.
Go Google Vancouver Island if you're confused.
It's big. It's a lot bigger than you think. You're like,
We're at the way bottom
you live
tip.
on an island. That's, islands. No, it's a huge island.
It's a very large island, yeah.
But it's definitely an island.
Does it? I mean, so here's the thing.
There's about 800,000 people who live on this island, so it's very sparsely populated outside of Victoria.
Yeah. Like, so does your separation from the mainland influence your creativity? I mean, it has to, because the fact that we live on this island just influences our way of life.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
I constantly hear how much different a vibe Victoria has to even just Vancouver. Or
there's nothing conscious. Like, I never find myself being like, we're doing it this way. We would do it this way, but we can't X because we're not in Vancouver.
Sure,
or,
yeah.
whatever.
I mean, basically,
but yeah, unconsciously, it must.
anything that you could want is available in Victoria for the most part because, it's a major city.
Except for hip tickets.
I mean, those aren't available anywhere.
I know.
But, like, if we lived in Vancouver, we would probably, it'd be easier for us to, rent equipment because there's, more film stuff there.
Didn't we?
And,
Sorry.
there'd be more places to go and find weird props.
Yeah, that is interesting, actually.
Right?
I would say living on the island, it might even limit our... I mean, it doesn't necessarily limit it in the bad way, but it certainly changes the way that we can be creative.
Yeah.
There are certainly things that we could do if we lived in Vancouver that we can't do here.
That's true.
In terms of, even just renting things, right? Like, we constantly have issues. We can rent audio gear, no problem. We can get pretty much anything we want audio gear-wise, but if we're looking to actually rent camera equipment...
It's very hard.
It's impossible in Victoria. There's nobody who really does it. But that is a solution that Vancouver has solved, which is not a hard solution. You just open a camera rental store.
You just need enough population to support it. I think it makes us more creative in terms of what we have to do. It makes people in Victoria really, really excited to go out and do things in their community and attend things and to get involved because there's literally nothing to do if you don't want to do something in Victoria because there's nowhere else to go. That's everywhere else you go is smaller and has less stuff to do. So everybody in Victoria is very friendly and very keen to make friends and find ways to get themselves into the community because if you don't do that you have nothing.
Right.
Did you note down who asked these questions? Previously, we've had the askers.
Was this asker from Vancouver?
So the first one, I can tell you, it was from Jason.
All right.
This question was from
Owen.
From Owen. Cool. All right.
In that case, Paul, since you have that information, how about you read the questions?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
This is next question. A lot of your passions tend to show up in LRR. What is something you're passionate about, but it hasn't yet shown up?
And who was that from?
That was from Harold.
Thank
The
you,
music
Harold.
of Tom Petty. I keep pitching a dad rock discussion segment, and nobody is down. Nobody is down with it.
I mean,
keep pitching it jokingly.
I feel like music in general, actually, is something pretty much most people here are fairly passionate about, to varying degrees.
Well, like, I
But
would say
music has
Cameron,
never-
James, and I are especially passionate
Sure,
about
yeah.
music.
But it's never... I mean, we're not musical people in the sense that we have the ability to write or play music. We just enjoy music. We're passionate about it.
Some of us, I mean, I say some of us, not me, but, Beej plays guitar.
Sure. No, yeah, so what I'm saying is it hasn't been enough of us that it seems to have sort of penetrated and made its way in. Paul can sing, Beej can play guitar.
Yeah, I mean,
that's absolutely there.
It's also tough to be like we talked about doing I think like a year and a half ago with the old streaming schedule, we were talking about like Cam and Kathleen listen to slow jams and talk about music or whatever. But the thing is, you just can't broadcast music you don't have license to.
Yeah,
exactly. It's a completely unsustainable show.
I had a really good idea for doing a music show on
Yeah.
Twitch, and it's totally unfeasible because the only way you'd ever be able to do it is to make it an ephemeral. If you miss it, then it's never recorded
gone forever,
or anything.
yeah.
And people get very angry when you say you're doing that.
Be here now or miss it forever.
We're making
Yeah.
this thing, and if you can watch it between the hours of 11 and noon,
Then you're fine.
then you're cool. But if you can't, then you're done.
you're never ever going to see it, and there'll never be a replay.
That would be bad, yeah.
Is there something else, sort of passion-wise? I mean,
I finally started doing a wrestling podcast, so that's about,
I'm super passionate about cooking, but that hasn't showed up on Loading Ready Run yet. But I feel like there's got to be a way for me to make the fry in Tinker Tailor Soldier Fry actually about.
Yeah, I like Star Trek. I should go talk to Corey about her idea for the TNG remake. Yeah. No,
Okay.
Yeah. Can't think of anything else offhand. Next, Paul.
All right, MMOs. Which have you played and which would you return to if you had time to rejoin?
Never.
That's from Sophia.
I would play.
How many MMOs have you played?
I've played none because I know.
Cool. Ask me the question.
Graham, how many MMOs have you played?
None. James, take it.
That's not true. You've played an MMO.
Which one?
Destiny?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so, actually, yeah.
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 I know
guess
what kind of person I am,
They don't
so
like
I
to
won't.
position it as an MMO, but you're right.
It's an MMO. That's
Yeah.
why this is why I actually put this question in here.
It's a good point, actually.
I knew. Yeah, I mean, the easy answer for me. I played a crap ton of WoW.
For years.
Would I return to it if I had the time to rejoin? I've been aching to play it.
You came so close.
Yeah, so and I'm still there. Like, I still actually kind of want to play it. It hasn't gone away. I went and saw the Warcraft movie a couple weeks ago.
How was it?
I really loved it. It was not a good movie. It had some major issues. The acting was, the writing was, but it was a lot of fun to see Azeroth come to life in the way that it did. And they just nailed so many little tiny things that it was
like, that from the game.
It was
that
those
from the
tiny
game.
things. Here's the scene that really got me. There is a scene where somebody flies into Stormwind City on the back of like a griffin, and they fly in exactly where you do in
cool.
World of Warcraft.
That's
like it is,
cool.
and Stormwind City looks amazing, and it's laid out exactly like it is in the game. And it was just that fly through where I was like, I just want to stand up, walk out of this theater, walk home, resubscribe, and do exactly that. Because oh my god, that was amazing.
That's sweet.
So would I go back? Yes. I don't know for how long. The problem with that game is I would go back, I would play it, and there would be something missing, and it won't ever return. So that's fine. But Destiny.
Yeah, I played Destiny basically every day for about a year.
Yeah.
A little over a year. It was like my wind down, and then we had a small human, and of course that doesn't really gel. But I have time to play games here and there, and so I've been sort of dipping my toe back in.
Her sleep schedule is normalizing.
Yeah.
Well, the big one,
So-
I mean, you can still play video games when you have a kid. It's harder when you can't pause them.
Yeah.
What? Oh
That's-
yeah. I didn't play very much of it.
Yeah,
I
I would
didn't
consider
play very much
I would
Division.
consider the Division less an MMO even than Destiny. I think
they were trying to be, and it was it's also basically dead now because they muffed it. But the Bungie recently released their sort of year 2 like list of triumphs,
Yeah.
which is like this is the checklist for the cool kids, right? It's like if you have accomplished these things, then you have like beaten the game for this year, right? And when they did the year 1 triumphs, I already had most of them just because I've been playing the game a lot.
Yeah.
When they did the year 2 one, I'm like, ooh,
I haven't done any of this stuff.
Yeah. I barely scratched the surface. I should get back in there. So I did a hard mode of the recent raid with some of the people from the clan, and went very well, which was nice. And yeah, it's still super fun. And there's a expansion coming out. This is the start of year 3, and so I will probably want to check that out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, some of the triumphs, one of them is like a massive PvP grind, and I'm just like,
no, those ones are that's
don't
not worth
want
it.
to do PvP. But anyway, Destiny not perfect, but I still really enjoy it.
All right, next question.
Would you say LRL
That's this show.
This show
is essentially the Voltron of all your years of experience / content? And if you could do the show daily, would you?
No.
So first one.
Okay, first part.
Is it essentially a Voltron of all your years of experience of content?
I think that's fair
kind
to
of.
say.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
I don't think we could have even done this 2 years ago.
No, I mean we've said, I think a couple episodes ago, how it's an opportunity for like little things that we used to do to sort of sneak back in a little sort of cameo way. Like we said, like Iron Stomach-y stuff, and things that were sort of like on the Fail House maybe, and little bits and bobs here and there, which I think is really cool, and like little sketch bits, little crap shot things like at the beginning and end of the show. I really, really like. So yeah, I think it definitely is, and I've been having a blast doing it.
If you could do so let's say not daily, let's say 5 days a week, Monday through Friday.
Right.
If we could, would you?
No.
No?
Because I think that it would be better. I think doing something like this every day, we would get a little burned out doing it, and then the quality would suffer.
So I mean,
Do
at
it
that
three
point,
3 times a week, maybe.
so at 5 shows a week, we're essentially the late show.
Yeah, doing
right.
like a late night talk
we
show,
are doing a late night talk show, and Paul and I were actually talking about this beforehand. There are some things that would need to change if we were to do this on a daily basis. We would need to bring on a couple more people.
Oh yeah.
We're thinking specifically like a full-time editor, full-time graphics, full-time tech, probably 2 full-time techs.
Yeah.
And we are the creative side, so we
Yeah.
come in the morning, we write stuff, we shoot film stuff, and then we hand it off.
Yeah.
And then we come back probably at a later start as well, and do the show, and then go home, and then come back and do it all over.
And also the late night talk shows, they also will break for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like frequently throughout the year.
Yeah.
Right. They'll be like on for 3 or 4 weeks and then
Yeah.
off for like 2 weeks. They're not.
They're not taking a vacation.
On vacation
They're doing
during
like
those
pre-recorded
weeks.
segments.
Yeah,
and
they're
stuff.
like planning and writing and stuff during that time. Right?
I mean, there definitely is vacations in there
Yeah,
as well,
there is as well, but
there's a lot of pre-production
But they're not just
stuff
doing
like
it because
that.
I feel
Yeah.
like having a Mai Tai by the pool.
Yeah, I don't know.
Straight up, if we could do it weekly, I would.
Weekly, yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, weekly.
We just can't because we use like Saturdays as a big production day because a bunch of people who work here have regular jobs.
Yeah.
And unless our Patreon goes through the roof, we can't like bring people on.
I mean, I would love to
full-time.
like if we were to do this weekly. If we can do this weekly, it means probably the Patreon has done incredibly well. People are full time. I'd rather do the show on like Friday at that point.
Probably.
Let's get back our weekends first off. But yeah, weekly currently is the goal. I don't think 5 times a week would be. The problem with 5 times a week as well is we couldn't really do much else.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You could do some stuff.
Would be nearly the only thing we do.
It would pretty much be the only thing we do.
there'd
And
be
I don't. And there's a lot of room in this show for creativity and stuff that we could
we wouldn't be able to
produce,
keep up
but
the stream calendar.
Stream calendar would pretty much be dead.
Unless it was, I mean,
crap shots would
we're getting into like deep
Yeah.
theoretical logistics, but it'd be like, on Tuesdays, Alex and Kathleen aren't involved in Loading Ready Live, but during the day they're doing, Alex's show and Kathleen's show or something.
Yeah.
That would be like a way that you could do it, but I think weekly is a much more like theoretically feasible goal without completely flipping everything on its head.
Yep, absolutely.
So,
all right.
That's, by the way, there's no promises or guarantees that's going to happen anytime soon, but
Check out the Patreon.
Yeah.
Is that it for questions other than the rapid fire? Okay, let's really quickly do rapid fire. They're all going to show up on the screen. I'll read them off.
All right, that was Michael, by the way.
Michael, thank you so much.
Thank you, Michael.
For your question. Here we go. rapid fire questions in
Paul hit the wrong.
possibly two. Oh God.
What would you name?
No.
NHL team?
There it is. Oh.
Okay.
Wait. I can read some of those. Favorite Overwatch character right now.
Farah.
Junkrat.
Overwatch makes me sick, so I can't play it, but I'm going to say Roadhog.
Nice.
What's best in life?
To see your enemies driven before you.
To hear the lamentation of the women.
To
see your enemies driven before you.
To crush your enemies.
Right,
to see them driven before you.
And to hear the lamentations of their women.
Yes.
Pie. Best game to come out of E3.
Dishonored 2 looks sweet.
Yeah. I'm going to say the new Zelda game. That game looks
Yeah,
completely
that game looks
insane.
dope too.
Favorite D&D class? Cleric.
Punchman. Like fighter.
Sorcerer.
Light side or dark side?
Dark side?
Light side.
I'm more of a tan kind of guy.
Lightning.
Yeah, Force Lightning's pretty sweet. I'm going to go dark
Lightning's
side.
pretty sweet.
Yeah, let's go dark side.
Let's go dark side. Let's go.
The only younglings I want to crush are East Coast beers.
Oh.
Anyway.
Dad jokes.
Thank you for. I would make that joke anyway.
Yeah,
it's only a dad joke by associated context.
It's true.
Speaking of the streaming calendar, see that kind of a segue almost.
That was amazing.
Yes, it's.
You worked it in there so well.
Time to show you what's been happening in our. We're still on the wide camera. Hello. It's time to show you what's been happening on our streams over the past couple weeks with the Loading Ready Run streamed highlights. Check them out.
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh fuck!
What the shit?
God, this
Oh,
not near the not near the glass.
Shit!
No, ice cream.
What the shit? What?
Wait, no, we have to be like.
Oh wow! I haven't even been looking at what you've been doing.
Yeah, this table's really good.
Bowing to us, I think.
It's freaking me out there, guys. You're freaking me out.
Hi! There's someone in here. There's somebody in the house.
Oh, I gotta get to the other missile. Okay. All right, we got there.
Where would you put this in relation to?
Everyone fucking saw that, right?
Temper Robot. Dr. Robot. Dr. Robot in the house.
Oh, look at my form. A ballet dancer would be proud of this.
Ha! Thought that was my only rock? I have another rock.
Double Rock. That's why they call us Arthur Double Rock Johnson.
Oh my god, look at all these donuts. I can't even believe what I'm going to do. You can't eat them. You just have to rub them on your body in such a way that you get excited from the donuts, but you don't lose the sprinkles.
Yay!
Game of the year.
Well, excuse me, princess.
Doink.
Tink.
Doink.
Tink.
Doink.
Hi.
Ew. No.
So gross.
Let's strip down to a negligee each, get on the floor,
I
and...
have a feeling they might like that.
Yeah, I know, no.
Roll the dice to see if I'm getting drunk.
I think he took control of our door. He ran in, authorized himself from the cupboard, and then took control of our door.
Oh jeez. Shit. Oh shit. Oh no.
What are those? What are those?
What?
No, just hit A and keep moving.
Can I have a chocolate one?
I mean, if you like the chocolate ones, but if you go chocolate ones, you never go back to vanilla, if you know what I'm saying.
Paul used to be a nice person. What's happening in the world? I'm still a nice person. I could be a nice person while saying that I want to occasionally bash people's heads in with a rock.
Why is there a tiny dog over there?
Oh no!
Now it's
God,
everywhere.
Nintendo dog. Oh, that's gone bad. Wow. That's.
Oh, that's
You
incredible.
couldn't. Now we just more to try this.
try this.
I thought it would
No,
be
no,
like something
James
that's
is,
like.
James is just gonna.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Beside the curtain.
Natural one. That's exciting.
He didn't quite do it like her.
Well, okay, she rolls a 20. So she grabs you.
Oh, yeah. Let's eat some delicious pumpkins.
That wasn't what we meant.
The one problem with the SATA cables is that, unlike SCSI, which as Beej mentioned, the 50-pin SCSI cable is really good for S&M. Like, good thick cable. Like, huge connector.
So what's next?
Bask in my shulk. My shrink-wrapped shulk. Just a sec. This isn't a post-apocalyptic wasteland.
I just woke up on a beach nude with a rock. And
We're
I'm
just
banging down trees, and there's motherfucking power lines right there.
Look, that guy died.
That guy died.
Dead.
Yeah.
Dead.
Oh, that's a dick.
Wow.
No, what? He is a bad guy. No, fuck you, Zagram, you twat.
Ah! 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 Ah!
Oh!
Oh my god!
Whoa! 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 That's.
Oh, this must reek.
Hey, guess who drew this?
Ha! Death to the foes of Cameron.
I'm gonna be Graham.
I'm Graham.
We got the D. Gotta have that D. Oh, we got the D.
Rip it in half, sir. That is the.
Is Serge allowed to do that?
Do that.
Drive
Do
no
it.
more dead.
Do it.
Do it on the microcam.
Do it. Over there.
I'm sorry.
Okay, note 3. Holy Jesus! Oh! Oh, that poor man! Oh, what have I done?
You tapped his shoulder and he exploded into giblets.
Am I pronouncing Grundleberg incorrectly? Really? How do you pronounce Grundleberg? Could somebody tell me how to pronounce Grundleberg correctly?
Oh,
Oh, my controller vibrated.
fucking no!
No! Why didn't I read the card? Why didn't I read the card?
Do the worm! Do the worm!
Capicola negligee. I think I found my DJ name.
Bye, everyone. Do, 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 do. Bye, everybody. This is the goodbye song. Goodbye.
Welcome back. We are debuting a new segment here on Loading Ready Live called Raptor Aquarium, in which we will be playing kind of an improv game in which...
We're the business raptors.
Yes.
And we will have a series of inventpreneurs coming in to pitch their ideas to us for funding.
It's true. And the one with the most coherent pitch, perhaps the most marketable pitch, or the one that maybe we just like the moxie of the most...
Will be awarded
a purse for development of 50,000 moon units.
Yeah. So we have these cards, and the black ones have a noun on them, and the red ones have an adjective.
So we would like to invite our first entrepreneur, Graham, to join us in the Raptor Aquarium.
Sink or swim, Graham. Sink or swim.
Thank you for having me, Raptors. I like the tall chairs. I feel very small.
That is the intended effect.
Fantastic. Well, I think you're gonna love my pitch today. It's here. Let me get. Thank you. My pitch this afternoon. It's a product I've been developing for years. It's gonna really hit with all the millennials. It's disruptive. It's a thing that they like, and it is the personal lathe. Have you ever been on the bus and thought, man, I need to mill this wood? Well, the personal lathe is for you. No longer industrial-sized lathes that take up, an entire bench in your workshop. The personal lathe fits in a small camping backpack, and so ultra-portable, runs on, we're going to say solar power and possibly tidal power, though that's currently in development. And, you'll be able to wood, metal, food, small animals, anything latheable, you too can lathe with the personal lathe.
So
from Gramco.
So you're saying if we find something unsymmetrical in our world, then we'll be able to make it more symmetrical.
Yep, just haul the backpack off, find a direct line to the sunlight, slap it on the lathe, and go to town.
Does it come with its own set of chisels?
Yes. We're considering a crowdfunding model, and custom or your own set of chisels will probably be one of the higher tiers, but we're hoping that the retail version will have its own chisels. Yes.
Like a commercial lathe, are you able to build another lathe with your product?
Yes, it's lathes all the way down. You can build increasingly smaller lathes with our lathe, but the smaller lathes, we don't have the custom backpack that fits that size. Also, they get increasingly more fragile the smaller that you make them. So, while our lathe is guaranteed for wood and softer metals, a lathe you make with it would probably be good for, harder foams or aged cheeses. A lathe you made with that lathe, you're looking at sort of thick cotton or aspic.
Ooh. I've often thought I could use a chair leg made out of aspic.
Mm-hmm, exactly. And there you go. You just have to make a lathe, make a smaller lathe, boom, there you go.
So this is a way of protecting your intellectual property then.
Mm-hmm. And it's personal to you. You don't have to, because who has time and space in the apartments that we can afford, we as millennials can afford these days, for our own full-size lathe. No, we have to go down to the local, maker space, or get the people at Home Depot to lathe it for you. No, this is a personal lathe. You can take back lathing and make it yours again. So that's my pitch.
How much are you estimating the retail value is?
That's all very sort of high level. Because I'm more of the creative. I'll have to confer with my business partner about that. I probably 5.
So you've got an entire engineering team working on this.
Oh yeah. We're great at this.
Okay. Did you, any personal experiences, any triumphs you want to share with us about your personal lathe?
We overcame a lot of engineering challenges in the first couple rounds of design, let me tell you. Especially when it would inadvertently turn on in the backpack.
Ooh.
And you know how you have to keep loose fabric
yes.
away from the lathe.
Mm-hmm.
The backpack is very loose fabric, and you would just sort of, while wearing it, the lathe would just sort of suck the backpack into itself.
So you would have kind of an implosion.
Yeah, often removing whatever clothing the backpack was encountered with. So you'd end up sort of shirtless with an angry spinning cyclone of fabric on the ground behind you.
Right,
Is
kind of
that
like a cottony cotton candy.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
that a problem you have solved in production, or is it still an
Completely
issue?
solved, completely 100 to 90% solved. Absolutely 185, high 80s solved.
All right, well, thank
All right.
you.
Yes, thank you very much, Graham.
Thank you for entertaining the pitch for the personal lathe.
We would like to invite the next inventpreneur, Kathleen.
Good afternoon, Kathleen.
Welcome to the Raptor Aquarium.
I am so excited to be here to tell you guys about my new invention. It's very, very cool. I am super duper pumped to tell you guys about the garage clamp. Okay, so you have a garage, or maybe because you are a poor person who has a not well-paying job, you aspire to have a garage, right? So you have a place to store stuff, or you want to have a place to store stuff, but how do you really maximize your garage usage? Well, you take the garage clamp and you put it around a garage of somebody else that you want, and you can use it to then take that garage to your own place. So you can effectively steal garages from the 1%.
Interesting. So would you call this a garage share enabling technology?
No, unlike Uber and Lyft, this isn't part of the new sharing economy. This is part of the make it mine economy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
the 1% don't want to share, and I don't want to share their garages. Their garage is mine now.
Less make and more take.
Yes.
So-
Well, I mean, we make the garage clamp, and that allows you to take the garage. Yes.
Is anything preventing someone from taking a garage clamp?
Well, I mean, the garage clamp is then chained to the garage, so unless they have the garage clamp XL, it's not going anywhere.
Or perhaps a garage clamp.
Well, I mean, that's the garage clamp XL.
Oh.
It's like a dual purpose. It's like a super heavy duty garage clamp. So you can
Right.
either clamp that around your garage clamp as like a double insurance policy, but they're going to be real expensive because they're made of extremely like high tension steel, forged in the second best steel mills in China because we want to keep production costs down. But I mean, it's still, pretty heavy duty stuff. But the garage clamp is more like, oh, that's a nice, garage on like a semi-detached 2-bedroom, right? Like, maybe it's a duplex situation, they share a wall, but they've got a garage that looks ripe for the taking. That's the target market for the garage clamp, we figure.
So this is an inherently democratic tool.
Absolutely, it's about garage equality and redistribution. We're seeing as people want to urbanize and the cities densify, you're seeing a lot of lost garage opportunities, and so you want to take garages out of the suburbs and bring them into side streets where I want to put stuff.
Is there any chance that the clamp would damage the garage?
There will be some minor superficial damage to it, but no structural damage. We've heavily engineered the garage clamp to not interfere too much with the superstructure of the garage, because otherwise it would compromise the storage ability.
Are you concerned about people finding non-garage applications for this? Maybe straying into purposes like a patio clamp or a balcony clamp?
Well, I mean, you do need like the roof and wall supports to really clamp onto with the garage clamp, but you could certainly use this to take sheds or gazebos.
Really?
Yeah, it could be a shed clamp or a gazebo clamp, but we thought in marketing that garage clamp sounded a lot better. Like gazebo clamp does not roll off the tongue, and also like gazebo is like an inherently less useful building, although rich people do have a lot of gazebos.
True. So you've done market research.
Absolutely.
Could you tell us about the trials? For
the trials. We had a lot of the first garage clamps would just, instead of like taking the garage and allowing it, you just like, they would take the garage and then they would just like compress it into a small dense ball, which was interesting from like a physics perspective, but not from a storage perspective. And then the next line of garage clamps, because we backed off on that, they were good at holding onto the garage, but not strongly enough that you could move it. You'd like maybe get a little like a chunk out of the door or something. And it's nice to say, stick it to the man and say, you and your big garage, now I've ruined your garage, now you're gonna have to call like a carpenter and it's gonna be like $200 to repair your garage. That doesn't solve my storage problem, so we had to send that one back.
So do you see any applications for the failed products? Like you mentioned garage shears?
I mean, if you wanted to just completely remove a garage, we have a product for that, but it's a little dangerous. We also think that if you just want to damage someone's garage, you don't necessarily need to buy a specialty product. We just don't think there's a market for it.
How would you price your product?
Well, I'm hoping to get it down to $8.
$8?
We'll be making them with child labor in faraway countries where garages aren't really top of the list. So we'll definitely, because like you're appealing to people who inherently, if they could afford their garage, they would be able to afford a high-end garage clamp product. But these people, like I can't afford a garage, so how am I supposed to spend thousands of dollars on a garage clamp? That's just not realistic.
Well, we here in the Raptor Aquarium are inimical to children, so we do appreciate the child labor. Get them out there.
They're not going to get work experience any other way.
Yeah, teach them a trade.
Exactly.
No, I
and
appreciate
that trade should be making garage clamps. Well, thank you so much for listening to my pitch. I really appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much, Kathleen. We would now like to call Beej to submerge himself in the Raptor Aquarium.
Hi, guys. I'm very excited to be on your show.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
Please make yourself comfortable.
I have settled myself down. I think it's going to be this is going to be good. You're going to love what I got to say to you. This is one of those things that, like women in kitchens and men in bathrooms and small children on the roofs of houses are all going to be really into. Ultimately, it's one of those things that you didn't think you had a need for until I came on the show and told you had a need for it. And then you'll just be like, wow, I can't believe it. I actually really needed to have this. I feel that my product is one of those things that it feels a niche,
but it's a niche that in the modern world we really needed to have filled for us, and it's one of those problems that everybody has, right? And having that many problems, nobody likes to have that many problems, so I found a way to erase all of those problems. Like I said, women and men and small children, they're all going to flock to this thing. They're going to be very excited by it. I think you're going to find that when you have this product, you're going to feel calm inside. You're going to feel really good about yourself and about other people, and you're going to really warm up to them. What I've got for you today is boudoir tongs. So, boudoir tongs are sensual. They're intimate. They're the kind of thing that brings two people closer together. I feel when you have a pair of boudoir tongs either hanging over your doorway in your boudoir, let's be honest, a bedroom, we can just call it a bedroom. Or whether you keep them on your couch or you show them to all your friends when they come over, they're going to understand that you are somebody who is adventurous, you're risk-taking, but you like to make time for fun with whoever it is that you share your boudoir with, that you are a responsible parent, because you've said to your kids, we own a pair of boudoir tongs and you understand what these are for, and we will teach you how they are used so that you may use them yourselves in the future. Because I feel that's very important, is passing down very solid knowledge, give kids a solid education. And I feel like boudoir tongs really speak to that. You would use boudoir tongs in all the ways that you would have used, like how they used to use them in the past. Right? You'd use them similar to that, I find. Boudoir tongs are kind of they've been used for hundreds of years, all throughout human history, but we never really thought what they were. And now I've actually created a product that is boudoir tongs, and people are like, yes, no, this is what we've always had other means of dealing with this, but now we can deal with it.
So you're saying that this is a product that has has roots in tradition, but looks to the future.
That's right. You'll see it. You'll instantly understand. I know what these are for. I know how I'm supposed to apply them to my partner or partners. In fact, we don't discriminate at Beej Enterprises. We are very, very much about people using boudoir tongs as often and as healthily as possible. We don't like people to take risks. I ask that you not take risks with our boudoir tongs. And in fact, I think they're even fun for the whole family.
In what way are your boudoir tongs different from the traditional form?
When you would see them, they would always be separated, right? It would be you could think of salad spoons, right? In your kitchen, when you have salad spoons, it's I have a pair of salad spoons, and I use that to lift salad, and I have to use both hands to do that. And then somebody came along and said, no, I'm going to invent salad tongs. And right. Well, now you don't need boudoir spoons, as we used to call them. You can just have boudoir tongs. You can have that other hand free. You could have 2 pair of boudoir tongs. That's kind of risky. I don't recommend it, but you're going to have multiple ones throughout the house. You might as well learn how to use multiple boudoir tongs. I think that looking to the future, people are going to feel like their boudoir tongs are what cemented the family in the moment they got them, and that it's what helped propel the family forward into the future.
Are you suggesting that your boudoir tongs are heirloom quality?
We manufacture them out of the finest 1822 food-grade stainless steel. They will last a lifetime with gentle care. If you choose to overuse them, I can't say that they will hold up to several hundred years of use, but you will find that with gentle, careful, loving use, and let's be loving, because love is what's important. Loving use of boudoir tongs, of the Beej Enterprises boudoir tongs, will allow them to last at least a lifetime. And you will say to your children, it's you should have a pair of these as well. I could give you mine, but why would I ever give them up?
So what are they priced at?
$29.95. That's
compelling.
$2,995.
That makes more sense. Okay. Have you considered how these might integrate into existing boudoir utensil drawers alongside boudoir graters, maybe?
You could use these to probably augment a boudoir whisk. Maybe some sort of you could living room spatulas wouldn't be necessary anymore. I think you might even be able to get away with replacing your airing cupboard egg slicer.
So you really haven't thought this through?
No, not at all.
Bold. Well, thank you very much, Beej.
You're welcome. I look forward to receiving your full support.
We will deliberate on it, and you'll hear back from us. All right. Well, thank you for joining us on this new inaugural Raptor Aquarium. We will have to go away and decide. I
actually decided
I'm prepared
already.
right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm all about the personal lathe.
Really?
It is so functional.
That is true. I mean, sometimes you just need a chair leg.
Exactly.
Maybe your bed only has 3 posts.
Mine does. Yes.
All right, more of a bed tripod then. All right.
We planned this, totally.
Wait. All right, Raptor Aquarium.
Hi.
So we've heard all your pitches.
Yes. Yeah.
And we've deliberated.
Awesome.
And we've decided to give the 50,000 moon units to Graham.
Son of a bitch!
Yay!
We'll get you 1%. There are your cards back.
Your garages too.
It definitely is functional. You can't say it doesn't function.
Yeah.
Thank you, Raptors. I appreciate it.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, so after this, we have the preview for the next 2 weeks of Loading Ready streams on Twitch.
It's that time again. Here's what's coming up this week on LoadingReadyRun streams. On Saturday, Adam returns after his not at all suspicious do not ask him about it time away from last week. He'll continue his adventures in the land of Level 5's Rogue Galaxy. That evening, join the entire crew for Loading Ready Live, our twice-monthly variety show. Tune in to see what sort of wacky hijinks we get up to this week. Then, on Sunday, Heather with special guest Corey will continue pushing buttons perfectly in time with the beat as they continue on with Rhythm Heaven Mega Mix. We kick off the week proper on Monday with Checkpoint. Graham and Paul bring you the latest news from the world of video game and video game accessories. Later that day is Tinker Tailor Solder Fry. Ian hosts Cameron as he begins work on assembling Warhammer Quest Silver Tower. Spoiler alert, look for that game on an upcoming AFK. And Heather as she makes Zori sandals from t-shirts. This Tuesday, join Kathleen and Heather on New Day Tuesday as they dive into the world of Tokyo Mirage Sessions. I've been told it makes the wait for Persona 5 just a bit more bearable. Let's test that theory out on Kathleen, shall we? Wednesday, Graham takes Alex's sanity into his own hands with the next installment of Watch and Play. What will Alex be subjected to this week? It's a secret, but I assure you, you won't want to miss it. Then on Crossing the Streams, Paul, James, Graham, and Corey explore Sanctuary as they take on Diablo and Diablo 3. It's another full Thursday this week. We start off with 18 games and counting. James and Paul take on whatever the 18th most popular game being streamed on Twitch as of 9 a.m. Thursday morning Pacific time. We follow that up with Lure MTG. Graham and I now find ourselves in 3 unfinished sealed leagues. Only 14 rounds of Magic stand between us and freedom. Cameron and Alex close out the day with Talking Simulator. This week, they'll be playing and discussing the 1999 classic System Shock 2. Finally, we wrap up the week with AFK. Join Graham, Ian, Paul, and Cameron as they travel back in time to the early 90s when we all played board games on our VCR. That's right. This week we'll be playing Star Trek The Next Generation interactive VCR board game and Nightmare. It's a great week coming up on Loading Ready Run streams. We hope to see you there.
Thank you all so very, very much for watching Loading Ready Live today. And I'd just like to tell you, we were running a quick poll, and by a large margin, people voted that Beej did better in terms of the makeup challenge by 126 to 44 votes.
Wow.
So there you go. Thanks, Beej, for making me look so pretty. So, And now, I will tell you who the subs are while I figure that out.
I'd like to point out that I'm actually wearing the lipstick that Alex bought for Paul. This is, in fact, Transylvania. Yeah. Yeah, it looks good on me. It didn't look... I think Paul is more of a spring and I'm a winter, so I can pull off these darker colors. But...
Relating to the streams video, Mr. Flip is curious whether Nightmare is a different game or if we describe the Star Trek board game as an interactive TV board game and Nightmare. I don't think that's mutually exclusive. I think that could be anything.
All right, so we want to thank everybody who have subscribed during this stream and everybody who's helped us out on our Patreon and all that wonderful stuff. So these are all the people who have subscribed. Even if you're not on this list, thank you all so very much for watching.
Encore 2113 with a 17-month resub. Welcome back, Encore.
Tyrannic Moron, 35 months. Thank you.
Wet Paper Sack, you've been wet for over 30 months. Thank you for coming back.
Wolfgang Cloud, 30 months of support. Thank you so much.
Category 5 Dooker, a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel, Category 5 Dooker.
Lady Thimble Trimmer, 11 months. Thank you for subscribing.
Night Valian 28, 28-month sub. Oh, it puts together. You'll have to be 29 next month.
Edgar Ware, EXE, the best executable, 30 months of support. Thank you.
Gravity Pike with a 27-month resub. We went and bought this flag today, so we're getting use out of it.
Arachnop, new subscriber. Thank you.
Chrono 2X, a big 21-month subscription. Thank you for resubscribing.
Fit Orion, 24 months. That's 2 years of your support. Thank you.
Zoralundra with a 36-month resub. Welcome back, Zoralundra.
Neural Engineer, 30 months. Thank you so much.
Thanatos, a new subscriber. Thank you for showing up and subscribing to this.
Lurker Spine. No more will those spines be out in the open. 15 months.
Sunrise Laro, a new subscriber. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much, Sunrise.
Kim Jappas, 6 months. Thank you for subscribing.
Mitgo Misplayed, you're a new subscriber, and that's exactly how I play Mitgo.
Shala Kitty, 19 months. Thank you.
Tahoods, a new subscriber. Tahoods, thank you so much, and welcome to the channel.
Autarchus, V42, new subscriber. Thank you.
Lord Xerox, you're also a new subscriber. So many new subscribers. Thank you guys all for subbing.
Pot of Greed card, another new subscriber. Hooray!
Category 5 Dooker again, a new subscriber somehow. I don't understand it, but they keep coming back.
Short for Phil for 5 months. Thank you for subscribing.
Rye and Wheat, you are also a new subscriber, and I'm starting to doubt that this is actually new subscribers.
Thanatos! Tomatoes.
I'm sorry, Peter.
Tonatos.
Lacking Sanity with a 19-month resub. Paul's very confused that some of these are repeating. 19-month resub. Welcome back, Lacking Sanity.
BTetta, 10 months. Thank you.
Kipton Falafel. Kipton Falafel. 30-month resub. Thank you so much.
Tadworth, 2 months.
Thadworth? Shirley? Thadworth? Delta V with a 3-month resub. Welcome back, Delta V.
Roshi, 139, 33 months. Thank you.
Son of Thoth. 3 months. Son of 3 months. You've subscribed for 3 months.
P-Wall TX. P-Wall, Texas. For 9 months. Hooray!
The Ghost Puncher with a 4-month resub. The Ghost Puncher coming soon on Fox.
Sketchy Details, also appearing on Fox after 32 months.
Ray FK, 23-month resub. Thank you, Ray FK. I think I know your real name, but I'm not going to say it.
Happy birthday, JoJo!
All right, everybody, thank you all so very much for watching. And now, here's this.
Great show today, James.
Thanks. I thought you took all the makeup off.
Yeah, I put it back on.
Oh, you did a remarkable job.
I was paying attention.
Why did you put it back on, though?
Because I'm going out. This is like a night look.
Half of it is a night look.
I'm not going to be out that late.